One of the best ways to improve the quality of an image is by making the darks darker and the lights lighter. Let's start by analyzing these images. I'm going to go to Window and then Histogram, and that pulls up this graph. Now, if it's heavy on the left side like it is right here, that means the image is really dark. It shows the shadows or darkness of an image. But if we check out this image, we can see that it's skewed in this direction. If it's heavy on the right side, that means it's a lot of highlights, it's really light. And if we check out this image, it has a relatively wide tonal range. It's really heavy on the right side because there's the white background, the banana is light. If we look at the far edge, we see that there is some darkness right here, most likely from the tips of these bananas. Now, if we look at this image, this shipwreck, it has a very narrow tonal range. That means that there are very few, there aren't any darks and there are no whites. We're going to use levels today to enhance the quality of these images. So I'm going to press Control L, and when I do that, it pulls up this window, and I see these two arrows. The left side is the dark side of the image. The right side is the light side of the image, the highlights. When we pull this to the right, what it does is it forces the darkest aspects of this image to become completely black. And when we pull this arrow to the left, it forces the lightest areas to become completely white. When we do that, it creates greater contrast and improves the quality of the image. So if we go back, comparing these two, it looks significantly better. So let's apply that to some of our photos. So here we have this great image. I'm going to press Control L to pull up the levels. I'm going to then drag this just to the left, just a tiny bit, and when I look at the right side of this graph, I can see that there aren't really any of the whitest whites. 255 is complete white, so when I drag it to the left, it's going to stretch out the highlights and make them as white as possible. And when I do that, we can see that the image looks a little bit different. This is the original image. It looks a little gray, looks significantly better. And you can see now the distribution on the histogram is much wider, where we have the darkest darks and the lightest lights. I'm going to switch to this image. I'm going to press Control L, and I can see that there are no darkest darks. And if I pull this to the right just a little bit and to the left, it looks a little bit better. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cancel this. I'm going to make this bigger, and I'm going to press Control L once more. I'm going to now hold Alt when I move these, and you can see that it's going to show us exactly the aspects of the image that this little slider is influencing. So those are the darkest aspects of the image. Likewise, if we wanted to hold Alt, you could see what this is impacting. I'm going to press OK. And you'll find that using the levels function by pressing Control L really adds some dimension and quality to your photographs.